What's up, what? What's up, everyone? Welcome to True Food Reviews. I'm Mark.
I'm Nick.
And today we're looking at kumquats. Or is it kumquat? I'm not actually sure how you pluralize that.
Kumquat. I would put an S on it, but...
Like, look at this big pile of kumquat.
No. I think there's an
That implies that it's been, like, mashed.
Yeah, I think there's an S.
Like a pile of potatoes versus a pile of potato. If you said a pile of potato, that implies to me that it's all
hundreds and hundreds of potatoes.
Yeah, it's all just mashed together. Well, here's some fun facts for those of you who may not know. With the kumquat, the peel is sweet and the pulp is sour, like a reverse orange. Even though they look like oranges, they are not actually citrus fruit at all. They've been given their own genus, Fortunella. 8 kumquats is about 100 calories. I think we can probably get about 100 calories each out of this little pile you have in your hand.
Yeah, that seems pretty dense with calories when you think about it.
A kumquat tree bears 30 to 50 fruits per year.
So this is maybe half of a kumquat tree?
Half of a whole tree, yeah. The name means golden orange in China and is a symbol of prosperity.
It's funny because it's the exact same color as an orange, so I don't see why it would be a golden orange. It's no more golden than any other orange. I
think maybe the skin can be yellow, a little bit more yellow sometimes. And I think that's probably why it's also called Fortunella, because of the prosperity symbol there. So I'm very interested in these. I have had no experience with a kumquat. I've never had someone tell me to eat them. I've never had someone tell me not to eat them. I'll take a few off your hands here. I got 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 8 there.
Yeah.
Maybe take 2 more. How many you got now? You got 10?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got it exactly 10 each. So that's 2/3 of a kumquat tree on the low end.
Yeah.
And not about 40% of a really prosperous one. So I don't know what to say other than the fact that it looks like an orange, but I just found out that it's not an orange. And the fact that the peel is sweet and the pulp is sour is exactly what my concern was, because our research team found that you're actually just supposed to eat the skin like you're eating a grape. Yeah. And I thought, that can't be right. Look at this. It's like an orange peel. And those fears have just been completely obliterated, because now I know that the good stuff is on the outside.
I don't 100% trust this information. I've been led astray before, so
okay.
I'm still cautiously optimistic. Let's try it out. Very peculiar. The skin still has some bitterness like you'd expect from a skin, but that sweetness does come through right away. And then the inside part, they say is sour, yes, but I find it quite nondescript. I find like peel to be the dominating flavor.
Let me see if I can get the True Food Reviews official knife here and actually just give you guys a cross section of what it looks like. Oh, okay. It basically just looks like a little orange. I don't know if that's going to be in focus. But it's basically got 4 sections, and most of it is the peel, which is interesting. I've actually got one little seed in mine too.
I've got quite a few seeds in mine.
Okay, drop that there. The first, that one was really sour. The thing that's so interesting is that it's the sweetness of basically an orange, but in the texture of the peel, which I thought would be really gross, but I actually really like it.
Yeah.
Because it's so unexpected. There's no juice in the, well, there's a bit of water stored in there, I guess, but the peel isn't juicy, so it's almost like eating, and maybe this is a little off base, but it's like eating dried fruit. It's like the consistency of those chewy bits of fruit that are in a fruit cake. Does that make sense? It's not like the consistency of a raisin, but it's closer to that of a dried apricot than it is like eating an actual clementine.
The thing that's interesting for me is when you eat an orange, you peel the orange and you throw the orange peel in the compost and you eat the flesh. I think if you were to peel this, I would rather eat the peel and throw away the flesh.
Yeah, but also you eat the flesh.
I could easily eat just the peel of this.
Yeah, and I think the reason this has a leg up on other citrus fruit is that the entire thing is edible. On a lemon, you hardly want to eat the middle, let alone the rind. And on an orange, you would never eat the rind or the peel.
I think that if this were the size of an orange, it would be wildly popular.
Well, because you would eat that you would eat that what we call apple style, and the other thing about a citrus peel is that it's usually extremely sour, and that's why you zest it, right? You put that you put that on stuff. Zesting this, I'm not sure would have much effect because it's sweet, so it would just blend right in if you zested a salad with this, or put it on a chicken or something.
We are being very positive about this, and I think it's important for the viewers at home to realize that it's not a pure unadulterated sweetness like an apple. There is a bitterness to this.
But it's
and
just
it'll stay with you as well.
It will. And I'm trying to tell if there's a difference between a slightly smaller one and a slightly bigger one, you know? This one's a little more firm.
Because this is so unusual, it's hard for me to know where to land on it with a grade. Do you know about where you're headed with that?
I almost need another minute here. See, this one has almost none of the juice pocket in there, right?
Oh yeah, that's very...
It's almost completely peel with a bit of seed in there. I'll just eat them. Maybe not, they're a bit harder than I thought.
There are too many seeds. For a fruit this small, like the percentage of the inside that is seeds, I'm going to throw an arbitrary number out there and say it's about 15%, and that's too much. I find myself there are about 4 or 5 seeds in most of these, and I find myself picking through something that is essentially bite-sized. So for me, that's something that's going to bring down the grade.
I'm just really intrigued by these guys. I think part of what's so interesting is that the peel is a lot easier to get through than an orange peel.
Yeah.
An orange peel is like a shield. This is it's soft, and it's just very unusual that it's reversed. And I'm wondering if part of the reason I'm enjoying it so much is the novelty of the reverse peel situation.
That's a concern for me. I think that if you ate this every day, you would stop being impressed by how different it is from your normal experience, and I think the grade would have to come down. Like, I think a lot of the appeal here is the novelty of this fruit. So as a result, for my grade, I'm actually not going to go over the moon for this. I'm going to give it a B. I like the inverted sweetness structure. For me, there are too many seeds, and the bitterness of the rind is a bit of an aftertaste that I feel is unnecessary to the experience.
Well, I'm going to probably just give it a maybe a B minus. I know I've been saying a lot of positive things, but I think most of that comes from my sort of admiration for the product. They really tried to do something different here, as opposed to copying the citrus. Where you've got a whole spectrum. You've got the sweet orange, the bitter or the sour grapefruit, and the really sour lemon and lime. What they tried to do with the kumquat was reverse it to sort of throw a curveball and give you something unexpected. But in making the product so small, I think we've lost a little bit of the opportunity to really appreciate it as anything but like a little snack or a garnish. I'm not going to eat 10 or 15 of these, which is what you'd have to eat to have the equivalent of eating one orange.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got a B and a B minus.
Yeah.
Kumquats,
A very friendly B minus. Very friendly.
Although
B-minus.
the grade is not that high, I would say that maybe it's a must try.
I would describe it as a must try. This is one I'm really strongly going to recommend to people.
I would recommend anyone try this once. Often we do this show and then we learn something about a fruit or a vegetable, and then we start incorporating that into our everyday life a little bit because we've learned something new. I don't see that happening with this. I think this goes as far as one try. Maybe if it came up in a recipe or something, you'd go for it again, but it's an interesting novelty. So buy it once, see what you think, but overall the grade's not going to be huge. We've got a B and it got a B minus.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching this episode of True Food Reviews. I'm Nick, this is Mark, and do all those internet things, subscribe, like, share,
retweet.
internet, Instagram, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Cheers.
a thinker.
The sourness is inconsistent.
Yeah.
That was a double ending.